Today, I have a special collaboration video for you. Shane is my guest here today, and he has his own YouTube channel called Got Rom. Today, Shane is going to share with you some of the misconceptions of frozen shoulder, how to rehab frozen shoulder for yogis. And as many of you know, I've been rehabilitating my own experience with frozen shoulder. Shane's been part of that journey, so if you'd like to know more about how Shane has helped me, then go on over to his channel, Got Rom, and watch the video that I made for his channel. Thanks so much for checking out Shane's video, his channel, and for supporting such an awesome YouTube creator.
Hey, it's Shane from GotRom.com, where we help you fix injuries and get flexible. And in this video, I'm going to teach you how to fix frozen shoulder for yogis. Stay tuned. So frozen shoulder is something that occurs a little bit more in women than in men, often in the ages between 40 and 60. But one of the first things that I want you to know about frozen shoulder is that it's not a death sentence. Some of the common misconceptions about this problem are that it's a capsular issue. Another name for it is adhesive capsulitis, which makes it sound like your capsule is stuck and frozen and it's not going to move. And all you can really do, they say, is wait it out. Like you've got 2 years of painful, stiffening, freezing phase. Maybe it eventually thaws out after 2+ years, but there's a lot of modern scientific evidence that's showing that that's not the case. It doesn't just resolve on its own, and there's a lot of things that you can do to help it. So in this video, I'm going to teach you 3 principles and 3 exercises to help it. The 3 principles that I want to teach you are what I call the TSR system. That stands for tissue work or self-massage, stretching, and reactivation or re-education. These 3 together are more potent than any one alone. So if you just massage your shoulder, that's good, but it's going to be more effective if you add in some mindful stretching, and it's going to be even more effective when you add in the strengthening or the re-education component. So first, let's start out with the tissue work or the self-massage. First thing I want you to do is get either 2 lacrosse balls or really any 2 same size mobility balls that you have. Even a foam roller would work. And what we're going to try to do is work on your thoracic spine, your upper back. So all of us are moving in this direction because of texting, driving, eating, studying, working, computers, all of that. And we need to do something to get our spines a little bit more upright in a natural position, because anytime there's a shoulder problem going on, if your spine is out of position, every range of motion of your shoulder is going to be harder, more painful, and you're going to have less range of motion. So if we can get the thoracic spine more supple like Superman, Superwoman, then that's going to help the shoulder automatically. So how do we get our spines in this position? You take your 2 lacrosse balls or whatever you have available, you lay on your back, and you put them in between your shoulder blades. From there, you kind of cradle your head with your hands, and you slowly steamroll up and down. If you find a trigger point, you can stop. Big breath. Sighing exhale. Scrub, scrub, scrub. Pause. Big breath. Sighing exhale. Scrub, scrub, scrub. You can teeter-totter. I'm lifting my chest up and then coming back in this direction. If this position with your hands behind your head is too intense, you can try puffing your chest out, putting your head on the ground, putting your arms here, breathing and relaxing. From this position, you can scrub basically anywhere from kind of your mid-back to the base of your neck is fine to scrub, teeter-totter, sigh and sink, use that yoga ujjayi breathing. And basically, you can think of it as if someone was taking your spine and gently bending it back and forth, getting some motion back in there. We're all very stuck bent, just like grandma and grandpa, and we need to do something to open that back up. So the first exercise for frozen shoulder is working on your thoracic spine with 2 mobility balls. The next exercise is self-massage for the shoulder. There was a really interesting scientific study where they took people with frozen shoulder who were going to get surgery, and they gave them anesthesia. They knocked them out so they were unconscious. And when they were unconscious and their nervous system was turned off, all of a sudden, all of their range of motion came back. So what this proves is that frozen shoulder is not just a adhesive capsulitis, it's also the excessive muscle tension and muscle guarding. If you imagine that your frozen shoulder is this clenched fist, getting it to actually unclench and relax by massaging the knots and the trigger points in and around that area, or by getting your nervous system to let go and down-regulate, can give a lot of range of motion and pain relief to the shoulder. So how do we massage the trigger points of the shoulder? One good way is to take one mobility ball, one lacrosse ball, lay on your side, and what you're going to do is put it on what's called your posterior shoulder, your posterior rotator cuff, your posterior deltoid, just this back shoulder area. Lay on your side, put it here, hand behind your head if you get it there, otherwise here's fine too. Then you're just going to start scrubbing around looking for any knots or trigger points. When you find them, stay there, breathe in, breathe out. Sometimes I'll do a little extra on here, scrub with my body, internal extra the arm. Sometimes I'll go forward and back. There's no wrong way as long as you're just massaging the back of the shoulder. I like to imagine it like the best massage you've ever got, where you're with a really skilled massage therapist who's just intricately working out the knots in your body. That's what you're trying to do to yourself. The next area we're going to work on is your lats, these big, meaty lat muscles. So what you do is you're going to put the ball kind of on this lateral seam of your body, kind of like there's a seam on your shirt. Anywhere here is fair game. Trying to press the ball in this way, so it looks like this. Laying on your side, arm here, maybe there's a stack of pillows underneath your head to support your neck so it doesn't have to get tense, holding you up. You're just going to scrub around, breathing and relaxing, tensing and releasing, working on this lateral seam of your body. You can even lay on your side here, bring your hand like this, and then pull your body down in this direction, which kind of gets up into the back of the shoulder in a slightly different way. So explore all these muscles in and around the shoulder on the back side and on the lats. And to finish this shoulder massage exploration, we're going to work on the front deltoid face down. So you're going to lay like this, hand at your side, ball on the front tip of the shoulder, and you're going to peel side to side, scrub up and down, maybe rest your forehead on your forearm, breathing and relaxing. If you have the shoulder range of motion to do it, and you can put your hand behind your back, that exposes this tissue in a unique kind of way. When you find a trigger point, stop and become dead weight. Breathe and relax, sigh and sink. You want to work on all of these areas for 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes. Sometimes you need change to get a knot or a trigger point to actually unclench and relax. The next exercise is going to be a Peck stretch. When these chest muscles get tight, they pull your shoulders forward, and there's not a lot that we do in our daily life to get them more opened up. Sometimes we lay on our back in Shavasana and yoga, but that's a very gentle, passive stretch. Sometimes something with a little bit more intensity, a little bit more, not too much, can help. So one, imagine that there's a doorway above me, and I put both hands in the door with my low elbow pressing into the door, and then I step through. That's going to open my chest up in a really nice way. To get a little bit more intensity or leverage on one side, you can do it one arm at a time. So my hand is high-fiving the door frame, pressure through my low elbow, step through with this same foot. So I would step forward with my right foot if I was stretching this, and then I would turn away. Make sure you relax here as well. And this is the target for the stretch, not in the tip of the shoulder, not here. You also could make your hand go out long like this on the door. Sometimes people will take a rope or a belt and bring it up above their head like that and open their chest up in that direction. That's fair game too. But doorways are pretty ubiquitous. They're everywhere. So stepping through a door is a great way to open up the chest. Another great exercise in the stretching category is the band Peck stretch. So you can, if you have the shoulder range of motion to go like this, hold the band like so, the wider, the easier, the narrower, the harder, and then push backwards and puff your chest out a little bit. I feel a nice stretch across my chest, and then I can do one of two things. Ujjayi breathing, big, deep, relaxing exhales, and try to push my arms a little longer, or I can take a big breath, hold it, create a little tension by just squeezing everything, and then on an exhale, relax, straighten the arms a little bit more. This is a technique called PNF, proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation, which basically just means contract, tense everything up while you're holding your breath, and relax. When you do this PNF technique, when you contract a muscle, when you exhale and let go, the muscle unclenches more than usual. And if you get skillful at doing that, then the muscles relax more and more and more, and your body feels better and you have more range of motion. The next exercise that really helps frozen shoulder, or category of exercises, is strengthening, especially eccentric strength training. So what do I mean? So eccentric means your muscles are contracting while they're also stretching at the same time. So for example, if I'm laying on my back, a lot of people with frozen shoulder are missing external rotation of the shoulder. It's kind of like one of the giveaways that you've got frozen shoulder going on. So if you lay on your back and you prop your elbow up on a pillow like so, and you let your arm fall out into external rotation, your muscles are lengthening, but they're also contracting at the same time. And there's something about this that really helps frozen shoulder let go, this eccentric exercise. So you can go do a couple reps with whatever weight feels slightly challenging, but not too hard. Your shoulders down and back, open chest. Let the weight fall towards your target. When it gets there, you can use your other hand to raise back up, or you can do the eccentric lowering in the concentric part if that feels fine. But this very slow eccentric ranges of motion really help the shoulder to feel a lot better. Don't worry so much about the sets and reps. Do between 10 and 20, take a break. Between 10 and 20, take a break. It should be challenging towards the end, but it shouldn't be too painful. And just do a couple sets, meaning 2, 3, 4, 5 sets of 10 to 20 of this eccentric lowering. Or if you're trying to work on this range of motion, raising your arm above, or hand behind back sometimes is very difficult for people. There's all kinds of ways that you can do that eccentrically, which I cover in the 45-day program. But I just wanted to give you the basic principle, which is eccentric strength training in this external rotation position. Or you could help yourself raise up like this, maybe with a heavier weight, whatever's challenging for you to lower like that. You can do it with push-ups, with rows. There's all kinds of creative ways of using eccentric strength training to get a frozen shoulder to let go. So give this external rotation one a shot, combine it with the tissue work and the stretches, and I think you'll find that your frozen shoulder feels a lot better. So that is it. Those are a few of my favorite principles and practices for frozen shoulder. If you need help with frozen shoulder, I have a free ebook and a 45-day program to help you. And I'm also happy to answer any questions that you have. Just email me at support@gotrom.com. See you in the next video.